We don't really rest anymore. We just open a new document and call it something else. A break becomes scrolling. A reset becomes switching apps. You tell yourself you're stepping away from work, but you're just moving from one input stream to another. Different feed, same pressure, different screen, same nervous system, quietly staying on. It's like writing when you keep convincing yourself you're not working because you're not on the main draft. So you open a new tab, a new doc, a new note, something that feels lighter. But structurally, it's still the same process. Exposition without resolution, just a new container for the same unfinished paragraph. Even rest starts to feel like it needs justification. You don't just rest, you explain it. You mentally draft the apology for resting before you even do it. I'll take a short break, then I'll get back to it. Like rest is a footnote you're adding before the main argument even exists. Or like writing a thesis statement for a paper you never actually finish. And scrolling is the easiest lie. It feels like switching off, but it's just switching input. You're not resting your mind, you're just changing authors. Letting 10,000 other voices continue the draft you were supposed to step away from. It's like reading other people's scenes while your own story sits mid-chapter, unresolved. The tension still hanging in the air with no next paragraph to release it. Opening new tabs has become its own kind of coping mechanism. Not even metaphorically, literally. You start one task, feel friction, and instead of finishing it, you begin another. Structurally, it's like abandoning Act 2 every time the conflict appears, restarting Act 1 somewhere else, hoping this version of the story will behave differently. But it never does. Everything stays in setup. Nothing reaches payoff. You can feel it in the way attention fractures now. Like every thought wants to become a separate file instead of staying in one place long enough to resolve. There's always another window waiting, another draft outline, another introduction paragraph that never makes it to body text. Everything is beginning, nothing is landing. Sleep is the only place where none of it gets edited. No tabs, no drafts, no structure. Just unconsciousness without revision. No introduction, no rising action, no climax. Just cut to black. You wake up, and whatever version of yourself existed before the day started is gone, like a document closed without saving changes. No comments, no tracked edits, no feedback. Just time passing without input. But even that gets complicated because you wake up already behind, already aware of everything you didn't finish. The guilt isn't loud, it's just constant background noise, like a document left open with half-written paragraphs and a blinking cursor you never addressed. A story paused mid-sentence that no longer feels like it belongs to you, but still technically has your name on it. And maybe that's the part that sticks. Not exhaustion itself, but the feeling that rest has to be earned through completion. Like you're not allowed to stop mid-draft. Like stopping only makes sense once the structure is finished. Introduction, body, conclusion. Even though nothing is ever really structured that cleanly anymore. Just fragments. Just drafts of structure pretending to be final. Then there's the second layer of it all. Communication. Everyone is editing the same conversation into different versions at the same time. A text message isn't one sentence anymore. It's 5 possible tones layered over each other like alternate interpretations of the same paragraph. One person reads it as neutral. Another reads it as cold. Someone else reads it as passive-aggressive. The sender meant it as simple topic sentence energy, but even simple gets rewritten by whoever receives it. Group chats make it worse. One message splits into multiple interpretations instantly. Nobody is actually responding to the same thing. Everyone is responding to their version of it. Their draft of the conversation, their internal edit of the scene. So the thread keeps moving, but not in a straight line. It branches, it fractures, it becomes parallel drafts of the same moment, like 3 different versions of Act 1 being rewritten in real time with no shared outline. And nobody notices until later, when something doesn't land right, and you realize you weren't even in the same version of the conversation as everyone else. That's the strange loneliness of it. Not that people aren't talking, but that everyone is talking inside slightly different edits of the same reality. Thanks for listening. Catch The Quiet Quotient on YouTube and all major podcast platforms. To help us grow and keep supporting creators, please like, follow, and subscribe. Want to get in touch? Connect with me directly at jimhansonmedia.com.